You can get up to $700 this month and make a real difference in someone's life when you donate plasma. Find your local CSL Plasma Center and donate today.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
My sweet cheeks feeling squeaky clean when Charmin's rolling behind the scenes. Charmin TP gives me those cheeky clean feels. That ultra strong hype is all for reals. Those TP rolls got me a Charmin clean tooketh. Cheek to cheek feeling oh so shooketh.
Charmin Ultra Strong just cleans better. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Make 2021 the year you pursue a career with purpose and study nursing at West Coast University, Miami. Once you've been assigned a start date, you don't have to worry about wait lists. To learn more, visit westcoastuniversity.edu. WCU cannot guarantee employment.
Change up your breakfast at Whole Foods Market with 30% off Califia Farms plant-based products, including almond milk and coffee creamer, through March 16th while supplies last. Plus, Prime members save an extra 10%. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
Bolt 24 keeping it real with Damian Lillard.
When you have no competition, it's obvious. Just like the Bolt 24 lineup with no artificial flavors or sweeteners. There is no competition.
Bolt 24.
What's good, everybody? How's it going? All right, man. We're gonna start. We are going to start. Hello, evening, good morning, afternoon, wherever you guys are tuning in from. Um, I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna be on. I'm not gonna be able to stay on for 3 hours tonight. I am in the middle of a vacation with the family. If especially some of you guys that know, I wasn't on Sunday's team call with Sam just because I was in the middle of a really heated national volleyball championship game. And so one daughter's down. I've got the other daughter playing this weekend, and we're doing our thing on vacation. So I did want to at least jump on here, go through some of the stuff that I'm doing, and answer some questions, maybe look at some charts, and then go from there. But unfortunately, I'll tell you right now, I'm telling myself that I am not going to be able to be on here for 3 hours. Otherwise, I'm going to have some very unhappy people. So awesome. Let's see. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, let's dive into it. All right. We're not going to waste any time. Okay. I'm going to try and keep up with the chat as much as I can, and then we'll go from here. All righty. Uh, yeah, exactly. No Q&As until after. I'll tell you what, actually, let me do this. I'm just going to disable the chat for, bear with me here. All right, you know what? We'll just do it like that. Yeah, Albert, Albert, man. Yeah, no worries. Well, let me get through what I'm looking at. It's not much, I'll tell you that. It's only a couple pairs, and then we'll get in and we'll kind of analyze some stuff that you guys are looking at. All right. I told myself at the end of the last week that I was going to take this week light just because I'm not going to be able to give 100% attention to the market. So with that in mind, I positioned myself into 3 trades, and so far so good. All right, we'll see how it plays out. To analyze DXY, right? Looking at dollar index, there's a lot of fundamentals at play. If you guys aren't keeping up with U.S. economic news, the U.S. legislator just signed 1/10 of the U.S. budget is going to be going to stimulus. So we'll see how this turns out. I'm pretty anxious to see how the dollar is going to react to this. So it's not going to be able to manipulate much longer, I don't think. We are bullish, right? This is just a smaller time frame accumulation. And I'll be honest, what I'm potentially looking at is dollar index to come in here and distribute to come lower. All right. We did have this nice redistribution area. And if you look at the 3-day, just go to the 3-day, you'll see the candle I'm looking at play off of. So this is where I'm anticipating price to come over to, and then going from there. You missed Trump tweeting. Yeah. Bro, he was probably the best signal caller the world's ever known, man. So I definitely made a lot of money on his US 30 tweets. So, it is what it is. But dollar index, I am looking for some bullish or bearishness, right? This is just a temporary retracement. And if you look at the potential of us going lower, I'll tell you right now, the only thing holding up the dollar index right now is this little wick right there, that weekly wick that we traded into. That's the only thing that is truly holding up the dollar index. And if that falls, you can potentially see where we're trading into. I'll tell you right now, we are going to be coming into this. So I looked at it this morning with my team, and it's an 11% drop from current market right now to this area right in here. It's an 11% drop on the dollar index, which is going to be significant. All right. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm like I said, I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah. Buy crypto or hard assets. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Metals are definitely, I think, where you want to be at. I have my reservations on crypto. I'll leave it at that. Yeah. We'll that's a topic for another day. So all right, cool. So dollar index, I am looking for a small retracement, and then I believe we are going to come south on it. All right. At the very least, we should be getting price to come into here, maybe come up here and then distribute down, but we'll see how that plays out. All righty. Can you go over your NASDAQ trade? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I'll tell you right now, if any of you guys are in the real estate market, the real estate market's booming. That's all I got to say. So, it is what it is. So, all right, cool. All right. Let me go through what I got active right now. So GA from last week. If you guys are in IM, you guys were on Zach McDonald's session. I know we were looking at GA for some buys. I was able to position myself into 2 positions, and we'll kind of go off of that. So just looking at the intraday time frame from that 4 hour, we did confirm a reaccumulation, right? We had a creek here. This did give a 1, 2, that third leg down, right? We did break above this distribution, confirming bullishness. If you guys have been following me since the beginning of the year, I started buying GA way down in here off of these schematics down in here. So it's just been a nonstop run. If you look at just always ask yourself, one of the things I always ask myself is what is the order flow currently, right? And when you're looking at GA, even though we're bearish, right, order flow is bullish right now. We are in this huge daily schematic. So I'm going to be continuing to look for buys. Every retracement, like this retracement in here, every retracement has been met with what? Like aggression from buyers. I mean, look at how if you really want to pay attention to the order flow, you'll see that one daily candle, right, took out 28 days of price action. One daily candle. All right. So just pay attention to that. All right. Yeah. Let's go. Cool. Why do I still mark up equal highs and equal lows? Because those are my targets. Yeah. My targets. And, there is a reason. It's not that I'll tell you right now, it's not that the market isn't going to reach for equal highs and equal lows. Okay. A perfect example is this, right? If, and here I go off on my tangent, but hold on. We'll just nip this real quick. All right. So if the market, right, has equal lows and we get that spring right here, okay, we get the spring, that FU candle, that tells us what? It tells us it needed to sweep liquidity in order to fill their buy orders, right? And then they're going to come back down. The test is going to be their mitigation of that sell, right? That sell to buy before going higher. So in this case, the market needed that liquidity. What I am saying is if the market has equal lows and then does this, right? What do we have? We have a type 2 schematic. All right. I'll tell you right now, I'm not going to be afraid to put a limit order off the extreme of this leg and go higher because I don't care about the liquidity. Neither does the market. If the market cared about liquidity here, it would have taken it before filling the last of their orders for buys. All right. So early on, I used to miss out on so many trades because I was always worried about equal lows and equal highs. Now, if I have a confirmed type 2 with all the confirmations that I require, guess what? Limit order right here. I don't care about this right here. All right. So that's what I mean by the market doesn't care about equal highs or equal lows. If it doesn't need to fill their orders, they don't care about it. Right. The market doesn't care about those stop losses down there if they don't need to fill orders. So that's what I mean by that. All right. The buy was nice. Best R to R, looking for reentries. Yeah, more to come. Yep. Cool. All righty. So we'll move on. All right. So on GA, let's just get down to the 1 hour. All right. So on GA, where I actually got my entries were, last week, I'm not going to go too much into it because I know we covered it last week. But we had this really nice schematic in here. All right. We had this nice schematic in here. It was a shame that price traded really evenly in here. And there's not a lot other than a 1 minute candle down inside of the spring. There's not a lot of reason for price to come back down. Where my entry was, and I believe it was like Tuesday morning, because I know I was on Zach's like London session that he's been doing lately. So for me, I was looking at this reaccumulation right here. So, why is that a reaccumulation? Well, just always look at what price is doing. All right. We had an attempted distribution, right? A minimum of 3 drives, right? We had more than 3, but we had an attempted distribution in here. Price then does what? It walks itself down, right? 1, 2, 3. We have a creek. So on the break of the creek, right? Jump off across the creek in a break of structure, new higher, new low. We have a confirmed reaccumulation. All right. So for me, this was a confirmed reaccumulation, and now it's just a matter of finding the candle to play off of, right? So I always tell you, just don't get tunnel vision. Check all your time frames. So what caused, or what was that shakeout, right? Yeah, there was a 1 minute candle down here. Sure. You look at the 2 minute. Well, now I start to see this 2 minute candle right here. But what really was the sell to buy, right? What caused the shakeout for this reaccumulation? The 3 minute, really nothing. But you come to that 4 minute, and to me, this 4 minute just stood, it started yelling at me to say buy from here, right? So what I did was, I put my 50%, 50 and 80, and I saw that the 50% lined up with imbalance. So I told myself, all right, sounds good. This was a 9 pip stop. I'll be honest, I did split my risk. I took a 50% and an 80% because I really can't stomach a 9 pip stop loss. Like that makes me sick sometimes. So, after the long argument with myself, I split the order. Only half the order got filled. Obviously, right here is where she popped in. And of course, as soon as she broke and made a new high, I went to break even. So after that, then I started to say, okay, well, how else can I get into this position? Because order flow is clearly bullish, right? Order flow is clearly bullish. We just need to start making some entries coming up, and as I followed order flow and saw that we had another reaccumulation, where I personally was looking at was this 45-minute candle, and you'll see here in a second. So what do we have? We have an attempted distribution again. And if we come over to the 45-minute, I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So off of this 45-minute right here, all right, I wanted to see price trade above. We'll pause it right there for a second. I wanted to see price trade above this price action right here. All right. So if price traded above this price action right here, which it did, what I wanted to get into was this right here. All right. This entire area was a reaccumulation. So I looked at 50 and 80% of that candle. 80% lined up with some more confluence that I liked. So that was my entry off of the 45-minute candle. I took 80% of it. This again, not the greatest R to R. It was a 12.5 pip stop. Price does come in right during London. So I set the order before I went to bed, popped in. When I woke up, we already were above this target price over here. So I went to break even. And of course, now I was looking at potentially getting another entry off of this accumulation schematic, right? If you haven't looked at it, you can see that we did get an accumulation in here. I'm really looking at the 30-minute candle because it's got a lot of confluence. It's got like the 5-minute in there. It's got a 15 and all that. So I'm looking at that. These aren't limit orders. So I was just kind of playing around with the stop loss. And then from there, of course, where I wanted to target, my first area to take partials were these highs up here. And, obviously you can see price just kind of smashed right through it. So right in here is where I had my partials. All right. So going forward, what I'm looking at, right now is we have another reaccumulation, right? You can see multiple drives, the attempted the distribution. We have a creek. Price does what? The two things that I need for a reaccumulation, I need to jump across the creek and I need to break a structure. So here's our creek, jump across the creek. There's our break of structure. So we got a reaccumulation. All right. So because we have that reaccumulation, and because in here we had an accumulation, this is where buyers got into the market. This is where demand is sitting. So because this is my slingshot area, all right, because it is the cause of the break of structure, all right, I need a schematic to print in here. All right, that's my requirement per my trading plan. So I have an alert sitting right here. You can already kind of see what's going on here, right? We have another, and just pay attention to all the reaccumulations that we're having, right? We have another potential reaccumulation, all right? Because we have a distribution, right? This is that old head and shoulders, right? It is a type 5 distribution. So we have a creek, maybe get one more drive down in here. This is potentially where we can see our schematic form for me to get into an entry. And then on the break of structure and the jump across the creek, I can now possibly work a second entry to go higher. All right. So that's obviously best case scenario for GA. I do want to take this higher. I do want to get a schematic in here. I also am going to be cognizant of the reaccumulation. All right. Now, if this does, right, if this does trade lower beyond here, well, then my eyes are set right in this area right here. Okay. So we're a ways from that. We're roughly 150, 60 pips from it. So this is my first target that I want to look at. This is the first POI that I have right here. So POI number 1, and then down here is my second POI. All right. And then of course my targets, you know, I've been saying it since the beginning of January, my targets for GA are going to be like 185, right? Up here, 185, top of this trading range is my targets. Okay. All right, let me catch up real quick. If the type 2 has broken structure and exited the trading range, you said you would set a limit, but is there any scenario where you would not other than the size of the stop loss? If I have a confirmed schematic and I have a sign of strength, if it meets all my confirmations for a type 2, no, I take it. Yeah, I take it. I'll set the limit on it. Well, I'll tell you right now, and you're right. If it has to do with the size of the stop loss, then I have to wait for price action as we get closer down. Okay. All right, let me catch up here on YouTube. Sorry. Let's see. Can we go over volume indicator on Saturday Zoom? Yeah. I'll do a little of it. Is the time and day you usually go live? Yeah. Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. So I always do my Tuesday session. Oh man. Yeah. So for terms like IC candle and slingshot, you're not going to find anywhere except for here, but the SC is a slingshot. I'll tell you right now, like if you're new to all this stuff, you know, my apologies. It may go over your head. Jump into the Discord. If you're on YouTube, just go to the links. You have the Discord icon. Go ahead and you can jump into our public Discord, and we got a bunch of information there that you can get some good education. All right. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, smart money concept terms. That's what they are. Except for the slingshot. Slingshot's mine. I own it. Do you know how to talk to women? Goodness, I hope so. I got 3 daughters. I hope so. Smart money concepts. Let's see. What do you consider confirmations for a type 2? So if you didn't catch it, for type 2, it's I just need a sign of strength, right? And a which is equal to exit in trading range and then a break of structure. Okay. Perfect. Cool. All right. Let's see. Hold on. Let me catch up. Son of a gun, man. I'm gonna have like my son sit next to me. He's gonna answer some of these. Let's see. Perfect. 3 drives to be higher than each. No, I don't need all 3 drives to be higher than each other. Yeah. I just need 3 drives. Okay. So because not all schematics are going to be higher than each other. All right. 9 pips do. Yeah. Anything over 6, I start having like convulsions. So, what's your spread on G8? So on FTMO, it's, I think, a pip. And then on, you don't even want to know my currency broker. It's normally anywhere between like 2.5 to like 4 pips on my personal broker. Is there any time that you would just place a limit on it? No, no. My trading plan tells me, and my journal also confirms it, that limits don't go on the slingshot. Yeah. Yep. Man, it's just it never. Yeah. The wins don't outweigh the time spent chasing the trade on it. So I wait for the schematic. Once you go to break even, do you stay break even until the trade closes, or you move your position? No, I never move my stop. It always stays at break even. But I'll take partials. So one thing I'll like just, and this is something just like test out what you're comfortable with. Don't do both. Don't move your stops and take partials. Do one or the other, because you're going to limit yourself in your risk to reward. So if your account isn't big enough to take significant partials, then move your stops. Absolutely. But if your account is big enough, yeah, just take your partials. All right. Especially if you trade the way I do, where I'm not catching these small moves. I'm not trying to play ping pong. I'm trying to catch, I'm trying to catch the big move, so like a great example, like GA, when I got into GA was way down here. So GA, that position is like 688 pips. All right. Let's see. You only use Awanda or FXCM? Like for what? For data feed? No. FXCM doesn't exist in my trading view. It doesn't exist. Just watch any of the last 50 YouTube videos I've done. It doesn't exist. It's garbage. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Thank you. What was that? Appreciate the knowledge. Awesome. Thank you. Let's see. The relationship coach. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I love it. Pick up lines. Let's see. Yeah. I don't do a trailing stop. I don't. I just take partials. I always have a minimum of 3 take profit areas. So, and then I'll just play off that. I just stay at yeah. Yes. Sango says it's best, man. Your journal, if you ever have, listen, seriously, if your journal can't answer some of your questions, revisit your journaling. All right. And I'll tell you right now. So I did say, what was it, like a week ago, that if on YouTube, if I caught 1,000 subscribers, which I did, right? It's just over 1,000, that I would do a video on journaling. So I will do it. I'll tell you right now, it's not going to be this week. This week I am slam packed with family stuff and volleyball, but I will get to it within the next week or two. I'll tell you right now, I will. So look for that video to drop. All right. I will drop it. Yes, my son is actually he's right behind me right here on his headsets. Yeah. So he's doing it. What's the best way to look at legs and structure? I'll tell you right now, I mean, it's going to be a lot of just looking at charts, but always go up time frames. If you're having a hard time looking at your legs, go up a time frame or two, and it should clear it up. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the line chart's a little difficult to see it sometimes, but when in doubt for structure, yeah, line chart. Supply and demand. Yeah. So here's a little secret on supply and demand. Find the schematics. You find the schematics, you find supply and demand, right? And if you think about it in this logic. So the only way a schematic is formed is by institutional order flow, right? We're not, my little puny 20, 30 lots aren't creating a schematic. I'll tell you that. And I would definitely say, okay, so if an accumulation is where buyers came into the market with institutional order flow, then that's a demand area. And if you find the distribution and that's where institutional order flow started to sell or distribute out of orders, that's where supply is sitting. So just look for the schematics. Find the schematics, you find supply and demand. All right. Cool. But do you look at internal legs below the H4? Yeah. I call it the intraday legs. So yeah. Let's see. Do I know the trade house? on IM Academy? Yes. Yeah, I do. Why? Perfect. Yes, yes, exactly. You can't exactly. Nathan, there you go, bro. Back test it because that's exactly why those rules are in place. All right. I can tell you, I spent 3 hard months of just nothing but back testing to develop my trading plan. So do yourself a service. Just keep back testing. You'll get those. All right. Where can I trade? Where can I learn to trade like you? Man, just keep tuning in. Just keep tuning into the stuff. I mean, I could tell you the Discord group is pretty active, and I mean, one thing I can tell you is you just got to be persistent, right? Know what you want to get, know the answers that you want to gain, and go out and find them. Okay. In regards to the Asian session, what is the correlation to that and schematics? I don't care if Asian creates the schematic. I'll tell you right now, I will never take an entry during Asian session. So as long as I don't care if the schematic is formed in Asian, but I won't take an entry during Asian session. Okay. So cool. All right. Sounds good. Son of a gun. All right. Let's see. Imbalances confluence that yes, yeah, there has to be an imbalance in my candle that I'm looking to play off of. Okay. Absolutely. All right. Cool. I'm glad the Discord's a life changer, man. I'm glad. That's kind of the goal. That's what we wanted to do was kind of create an atmosphere and community of traders that trade like this. So all right. Well, back to charts. Back to charts. So everyone, this is what I'm looking at. All right. I want to see a schematic in here. All right. If we can get that schematic, preferably a type 1, because those are my favorite, right? We get a nice type 1 that has these and gives us that FU, break of structure, come back to mitigate out of whatever candle we want to do, and off we go, right? That's what I want to take. All right. If we don't get that, I'll play it as it is. All right. Can you explain the entry with the candle 50% imbalances? So I don't take 50% of the imbalance. So I take 50%. I'm either going to take 3 entries off an open, right? I'm going to take it off of the open of the candle. I'm going to take it off 50% of the candle, or I'm going to take 80% of the candle. All right. And I guarantee you, what do we have? We have 100 people on the Zoom call. I guarantee you maybe 75 of them can attest to the whole 50%, 80%. All right. And I would recommend you back test it. Find the candles, find the entry. You'll get it there. All right. Yeah. The boot camp is on YouTube. Yeah. So if you want the link on for the boot camp, if you just go to my links, you'll see the Zoom link there, and it takes you right to the boot camp link. Okay. So I did put it on YouTube. It's on there. Alrighty. Cool. Yep, it's in my YouTube bio. Thank you. And yeah, the public Discord, same thing. Go right on my YouTube, go to links. You'll see it there. All right, cool. 50 and 80. Yes. Yep. I'll tell you right now, 50 and 80. That's the solid number. All right. So yeah. Sometimes I feel like I put a house on the 80%. Let me tell you. So speaking of 80, hold on. So let's go to NASDAQ, because I know you guys wanted to review NASDAQ. So NASDAQ was yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, I was actually, we were, where was I? Yeah. We were, I'm trying to think, where's my Discord? It was yesterday morning, I think. Hold on. Yeah, it was yesterday morning. Yeah, yesterday morning, I know a couple of us were looking at NASDAQ, and I'm trying to think where the heck my stupid chart is. And pardon, like sometimes I just get busy and I can't mark it up. I actually ended up using this for my, here it is right here. I ended up using my finger on my iPad. Yeah, this is the little chart I had to do for my iPad. So I took it off. I wanted 50% of this 30-minute candle. Right. This 30-minute candle is what I was looking at. It's the one that swept liquidity. This is where the sell to buy started. So I took it off 50. I didn't think we would get all the way down to 80 just because the length of the volume of that candle. So all I really needed to get was, we got our minimum of 3 drives. We got our spring candle. This was the low. previous low is right here, make your little TP, break of structure happened right here. So that was the entry. All right. That was the entry. And it actually happened like 30 minutes prior to New York close. And that's all she wrote right there. That was the entry. She came into that 30 minute. Yeah, she came into that 30 minute right there. Not much drawdown, which is what I like. I don't like to be in drawdown. The only thing I'll tell you right now that again sucked was, it was a 76. So with like my 1.5 point stop loss, it was like 77.5. It was like a 77.5 point stop loss, which on NASDAQ is pretty big, and if you guys want to count pips, that was like 700 pip stop loss, which is kind of sucks, but we got the reaction. I'm at break even. I took partials once we cleared this high up here. It's sitting at like a 1 to 9 right now. Now I'm not expecting this to go all the way up to make all-time highs, because if you just look at the 4 hour, I mean, we're coming down. So if you look at the 4 hour, I see us coming pretty much either into this area here or into this area here, depending on how far it wants to take us. So it's just a matter of, managing the trade and hedging some positions. That's what I'm going to be doing. Did you already throw this up here, bro, or no? No, this is Euro NTD. All right, hold on, Patrick. I got you, bro. Did it mitigate 50? Oh, the 38 minute, bro. You cricking me up, man. I do like how you guys are starting to use all the where you gotta get a leg up on these computers, man. The algos are trying to outsmart us. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I would agree. This is the area that I'd be looking for buys right here. So on yeah, I would be looking for buys. The only thing is it needs to come down during London. So I don't want it to come down during Asian. Let this trickle up and we'll go from there. And I'm looking at potentially selling once we get up into this area, like this daily candle, 50 and 80. And you could see that the 50's kind of been mitigated already. So my money is we're coming to 13,200 area. All right. So that's where I'm going to be hedging a sell. I want to hedge a sell from here because this was a redistribution in there. All right. So that's the NASDAQ sell though. All right. Or the NASDAQ buy. Does that make sense? Clearly, but what was your main bias for looking for buys, since on the daily we had no clear point of interest or 4 hour? Like why was I looking for a buy in here? So we came into this schematic right here. So find the schematic, you find demand. Did I think that this was going to be, something that was going to take us up to here? No, I'm not. I'm just looking for a selling opportunity. So I'll buy it up. Yeah, I'll buy it up from there. Just don't forget, I mean, yeah, like this 4 hour looks kind of top heavy, but at what point on the daily legs, right? If we're looking at leg structure, what's maintaining bullishness? And this is maintaining bullishness, right? This is all one leg right here. This was the previous high. This was our pullback. This is our leg. So until we break below, what's this, like 10,800, I'm not, long-term bearish on this at all. So the buys are within my trading plan. Like I'm not counter trend trading this. Had it been reverse, had this been, had we been bearish, I wouldn't have taken a buy from there, but I'll continue to look for buys from it. So, inefficiency above the daily. Yeah. But I don't care about the inefficiency above the daily. Find the schematic. This is a redistribution. All right. This right here, this area right here, when we came into this was our redistribution. So yeah, I'm not looking at anything up here. Will we get up there? Absolutely. Yes, we will. Not anytime soon. I see this coming here and making one more leg down. So, and great. If we do go up, that's why I'm going to hedge it. That's why I'm going to hedge it. Makes sense. So it's a counter trend trade. No, this isn't counter trend trade for me. The buy is in counter trend. Yeah, the buy is in counter trend. Guess someone went against the drone. No, this is in counter trend. We're we're bullish until we break below here. So yeah, this structure break for me isn't this is just a 4 hour. I don't, at the end, what are we, weekly, daily? We're bullish. So yeah. It's up to you, like, about the different types of schematics. I'll tell you right now, you're going to find schematics every day of the week. So learn to trade one or two of them or a couple of them, and then you can kind of go from there. For you, the daily is bearish. All right. Sounds good, man. Wow. I mean, I'm not, yeah. I mean, it's subjective. So you can absolutely, I can tell you that I'm still bullish on it. So until we break the leg, I'm not going to be holding sells. Right. So, but I'll tell you what, if you want to make a deal with me, I will hold my buy. I'll be at break even. I will hold my buy. And if you want, just go ahead, sell by market now, and we'll see whichever one loses first. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty confident that the buys are I'm pretty confident that we're gonna still go up. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I agree. It's definitely coming down. It's definitely coming down, but I'm not just gonna hit sell by market right now. Like we have to come up into some areas of redistribution. So yeah. No, it is bearish order flow. Absolutely. Yeah. I want it. I'll tell you right now, I would really like for us to come into here. If we can trade into here, this is going to be my next leg up. I mean, we're talking what, we're talking like 3,000 points. That'd be, if you can get, if I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't complain about a 75 point stop loss for 3,000 points. So that's what I'd be looking on NAS. Yeah. But I got my eye on this daily candle right here. This daily candle is what I'm looking at. And I really like that 80% in there. So if we can get a distro in there, man, that's where I'm going to be looking. That's where I'm going to be looking. So, alrighty. 50% of my POI. Yeah, cool. Yeah, man. NASDAQ's just, it's crazy, man. They're yeah, it is. I'm glad they're finally getting some pullbacks, because I'm able to at least start positioning myself into some stocks. Yeah, I got gold and silver that I'm looking at too. And waiting on the daily candle too. Yeah, got to balance above the daily. No, yeah. All right, cool. All right. Yeah, cool. There you go. All right. Alrighty, let's go to NJ. So NJ, I'm in off the extreme. All right, I'm in off the 10-minute. This candle right here. Yeah. So I'm in off of this 10-minute candle right here. We had a type 2 schematic, right? No spring. And here's another example of, like, the market doesn't care about the equal lows, right? We had equal lows in here. We have liquidity sitting below it. But we had that sign of strength, right? We had the sign of strength. So I took it off the 10-minute, which was right here. It was only a 6.5 pip stop. I would have waited. It didn't give an actual entry off the schematic. There was nothing really on the lower time frame to really take. But you can just see order flow. I mean, what are we doing? Order flow. Order flow is bullish, right? I mean, we're respecting lows now. So I have taken partials. I've only taken one partial on it. Ideally, I want to see if we can trade this up higher. And, I'm curious to see if we can at least get up, above this high. All right. We're bullish long term. Yeah, I mean, we are bullish long term. It hasn't created a new leg high, so that's why I'm a little cautious with it, right? You can see what's happening in here. We're just building orders. So, I'm going to let it play out. I really do want to see us make a new high. I want us to get above here. Because if we can get above here, then that's just going to continue with order flow. And then ideally, if we can get up above this high, we now made a new leg high, right? And then we can work on adding some more positions. All right. But that's how I see NJ. Let's see. Let's see. How do you play inside range? Like if you look at the 1 hour on NJ, we're inside that big 4 hour. Yeah. So for me, like always ask yourself, what's maintaining the leg, right? So, I mean, we have to come a long way down for us to. What is this? This is a 3-day I got. Hold on. Let me look at the 4. Yeah, I mean, we have a long way to go before I start looking for sells on NJ. We did tap in to a weekly that was over to the left. But as far as like what's going on here, I mean, just follow order flow. I mean, from the 15-minute, price does what? Price is showing you that it is respecting what happened here, right? Price had a reaccumulation. So we know that this is demand, right? Buyers came into the market here to launch it up. Price then does what? Price gives us a type 2 schematic right here off of this demand zone. All right. From here, it does what? It gives us a reaccumulation that then taps in to the extreme of this schematic. So we now have 3 areas of demand all within the same range. And you can just kind of just look at what's happening inside of it. Look at what's happening. Orders are getting filled. It's just now it's a question of, all right, so our positions are filled. Do we have enough interest to take this higher? So for me, like I'm not looking for another active position to get into to stack until we make a new high. Ideally, I'd really like to get up here. If we can get up here, then I'll be looking for some more positions. All right. But that's how I'm kind of playing off of it. How do you enter off the 4 hour extreme? Not all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes it's like I'll tell you right now on AJ, what was it like last month? The AJ 4 hour extreme, 50% of the candle was like 6 pips off the 4 hour. So yep, scale in. Exactly. Just like Yuri said, man. You gotta find what you're looking at. All right. Sound go out? Did my sound go out? You guys good? Why are we reaccumulating? No. I mean, you just got to follow the order flow. Yeah. Follow the order flow, right? So if we came out of an accumulation, remember the market cycle. If you're coming out of an accumulation, you're going to have a reaccumulation. All right. And then if price is attempting to distribute, right? If price is attempting to distribute and it's in no man's land, right? There's nothing to the left. Chances are this is going to be a reaccumulation. So, if this was the reaccumulation and price broke above this high, I'd be looking for an entry here to go higher. Yeah. For me, that reaccumulation wasn't clear. Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Can I check Euro odd? Oh man. I can, but I'll tell you right now, it's not on my watch list for a reason. So we'll get to it. But that's NJ. So for NJ, like I'm in this. I know a couple other people are. I really just want to wait for this. Get above here, get that movement up. That'll confirm not only this entire area of demand, but it'll line up so that I can try to figure out what the slingshot candle is going to be. And then obviously the extreme is going to be down in here somewhere. So that's how I'm going to play NJ. Cool. All right. Let's see. What's the next thing I got? I'm just going to go down alphabetical order. Pending orders. So NZD CAD. I know a couple people, man, are looking at NZD CAD. We were looking at it this morning, and I'll tell you right now, I am looking for a buy to sell on NZD CAD. Okay. We did have a schematic. All right. We did have a schematic. What is it like the 20-minute and 30-minute are pretty much identical. So I'm looking at 50% of the 20-minute gives me a 5.5 pip stop. All right. We have order flows changed. Now, just I'm going to be very cautious with this because I'm also looking for the sell, right? And the reason I'm looking for the sell is I think the 4-hour view may be the best view. Yeah, yeah. All right. So, like, if we figure out what's going on, we had legs, right? This was our leg. This is what maintained the leg, right? We violated that. So we broke below that. All right. Why is price accumulating here? Well, because find the schematic, you know where the demand zone is. All right. So I anticipated price to give us a bounce from here because of all the buyers that were present here. And this was at the beginning of December. I want to say there was something like 7 different schematics in here between accumulation and reaccumulation. So I know a bunch of us, when we bought this up, there was just a lot of buying pressure that happened in there. So we did have a schematic, right? I am looking to potentially take it up into like 9180 is where I'm really looking to take it up to. So if we start to trade up there, but prior to coming back to mitigate out of this schematic, the buy is off and I'll just wait for the sell, right? I'll just wait for the sell. But I am looking, like I said, I am looking in 2 places. So the first place I'm looking is I've got the limit order set on the extreme. All right. Off this 20-minute. And then we do have multiple reaccumulations, right? So we do have this reaccumulation and then this reaccumulation. Again, for me, reaccumulation means off of a slingshot still means that I need a schematic. I'm not going to take it off a candle. All right. So if price trades down in here and we get a schematic, I will take it up. All right. Just keep in mind, if you haven't looked at the daily, this is one thing you want to be cognizant of. We have a significant trend line, right? We got 1, 2, and now a third touch of the trend line. Okay. So keep that in mind. And then obviously, of course, we are still in a schematic, right? We are still in a schematic. So, you know, we've got like multiple forces at play here. I am still going to be ultimately looking for that buy until it tells me otherwise. All right, until it tells me otherwise. What I would like to see now that we've broken this leg, though, I do want to see us come down in here, come down into this area here. All right, this is what's maintaining on the daily. This is what's maintaining structure. All right, if you go up to the daily, you'll see what I mean. But for me, this is what's maintaining structure right here. All right. And then you can already see that's where I want us to come down to. So I will buy it up to like the 9180 area. I want to try to catch a sell to then trade down into here. Okay. Just again, we've broken structure on it. So, and we've violated the leg on the intraday side. I want to get into this daily candle. This daily candle is what is telling me, you know, to buy. So once we get in there, that's where I'll be waiting with open arms. And that's where I want to catch that nice type 1 if we can get it, take the entry and then make a new high with it. All right. So that's my goal. That's my game plan with NZD CAD. Yeah. Let's see. So after a reaccumulation, not always. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if you're following order flow, because I mean, there are times where I'm like on a 5-minute time frame, and I'll take it, you know, off the order flow. You know, price goes into a distribution, then turns into a reaccumulation. I get in off the shakeout. A great example is like GA from last week. The 2 entries I took were reaccumulations. All right. So I don't always need a schematic if I'm following order flow. But if price has reaccumulated and now I'm waiting for price to come back, then yes. But you know, if it's the reason that we've created a new high or new low, then that you know by default tells me that I need a schematic there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Ruben's got it, man. Peep the 15-minute on NZD CAD. Peep the 15-minute. Okay, what about it? Yeah, what about the 15? Do you have an example of a type 2 schematic entry? Um, yeah, I'm sure I do. I'd have to look at my journal though. Yeah, I mean it's the same thing that I would take off a type 1. It's just I have to wait for the sign of strength. Yeah. What was on NZD CAD? What about the 15-minute? Uh Henry, bro, I hate to tell you, man, I'm not buying ECAD, man. That thing is coming down. If you look at the higher time frame, that thing is coming down. We'll look at it though. We'll look at it in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it is in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, it's coming down. All right. Yeah, I don't know about okay. So that's why I got an NCAD. All right. ACAD, same thing. We've got now I prefer NCAD just because we got a type 1 schematic where we got a type 5 here on odd CAD, but the selling opportunity is pretty much the same when we get up into this redistro. When we get up into this redistro, and what candle am I looking at? Let me see. Oh, I got something marked off. Yeah, anywhere up in this redistro is where I'm going to be looking for sells. All right. We had an attempted accumulation turned redistro. So anywhere in here is if we get up into there, I got my alert setting right here at 9,800. If we get an alert in there, I'm going to be looking for I'm going to be looking for it to come down. Let's see. Order flow and structure. So just think of order flow as momentum, right? What is currently going on with the momentum? But who's in control, buyers or sellers? So yeah, that's the easiest way to kind of talk about momentum with or order flow without getting into too much craziness. Yeah, okay. Let's see. POI for GU. All right. Yeah, we'll look at that. All right. That's all CAD. AJ, I got nothing on right now. AJ, we were looking at it this morning off the 1 hour. It it did what it did, man. I don't know if the rest of you guys saw this, but like we were looking at it this morning. It came into the 1 hour, which is what I was looking at, and I was looking at this 3-minute candle, right? 3-minute candle. Price break structure comes into the 50%, and then after a while it comes, I mean, it literally came into the 1-minute extreme, which was crazy. Like I would have, if I was in this trade, I would have lost my mind, I'll tell you that. It was you can see right here, it taps right into the 1-minute, and then we just go down from there. I do see AJ coming down a little bit. Yeah, I do see AJ coming down a little bit. So we'll I'll tell you right now, like I'm not really keen yet on doing anything with it because we're kind of like in the middle of nowhere. This is the high. I wanted to see us accumulate here. You could see, and this is where we reacted off of. So we're doing this. So I like NJ a little better, me personally. Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. Have a good one, bro. Yeah. My drawing, what I missed. Do you have thoughts on EJ? Yeah, I got EJ too. It's right there. Yeah, EJ is what I'm looking at as well. So AU. So this is what I got on AU. I was looking higher time frame. Was a 4 hour, right? Yeah, 4 hour. I was looking for us to trade into finally, I was looking at this 30-minute down in here. So I wanted to see us get a schematic somewhere in here. We did. It is an ugly schematic. I am not too happy with it. Like it's nothing that makes me want to do anything with. I do have 2 points of interest, right? So what do we have? We do have 1, 2, 3 drives, right? So we do have a third drive. Do we have a sign of strength yet? And the answer is no, we do not. No, we don't. So for me, when I was marking this up, I was kind of hoping that this was going to be the cause of the break of structure. It wasn't. So the only thing really that I'd be looking at is this 5-minute, but we need a sign of strength. Until I get a sign of strength, I wouldn't even contemplate taking this entry on AU, just because it doesn't line up with my confirmations. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays off. The sell up here never came back to retest, so there is a reason to come all the way back up here and sell it off. Let's see. Would you say that was a dirty schematic? Yeah. Yeah. I am not happy with this at all. Like, this isn't clean, and if I have to spend a lot of time just looking at it, trying to decipher it, I just move on. So that's what I did. Let's see what you got. If I get, yeah, the only issue is no sign of strength. No sign of strength. So, and the way let me just see. Yeah. No, this to me, I mean, yeah. Is it a schematic? Yeah, it is. Does it give me confidence that it's controlled and orderly? And the answer is no. The answer is no. What is a sign of strength to you? A sign of strength. I want no doubt in my mind that buyers are in control, right? So, like, if we look at this right here, look at this price action. Could you tell me that buyers are in control? And for me, the answer is no, right? To me, this is indecision. Look at this, right? Is this sellers in control or buyers? It's sellers. Is this sellers in control? No, it's not. Not yet. So I want a sign of strength. I want a confirmation that buyers are in control, and that to me just isn't doing it. Let's see. All right, we'll catch up. SOS example is GA's most recently Jack. Yep, exactly. Yep, exactly. That's why, for me, that's why GA was a good buy. That's why it was a good buy. So, all right, Chef JPY. So I'm very fond of Chef JPY. It to date, it is the contributor to my largest R2R. So I have a warm spot in my heart for it. I am looking. It's funny enough, this was my target on that trade. I was looking to take out these highs. We finally took out the high. I did want to get into this weekly candle right here, and we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We are still bullish, right? I'm not seeing much changing of that. You could see we are in a distribution, right? We are in a distribution. We did get a break of structure. So now one of two things needs to happen, right? I am potentially looking at the sell, and I like the 3-day, right? So if you go to the 3-day, you'll see the candle. I like this candle. You can see I already got the 50 and the 80. From current price, we are about 130 to 170 pips away. And if you know Chef JPY, that could take like a week. It moves very slow, but it gives you really tight entries. So what I'm looking at is, well, we are bullish on the higher time frames. We are in a distribution. So why not, if price gives me a reason, why not buy it up, right? Why not buy it up? Because this potentially could turn into a reaccumulation to go higher, right? So that's kind of what I'm looking at. That's I will hedge the sell if I get up there. We did get multiple schematics, right? So like when we pay attention to, okay, well, what's going on in here, right? We have a larger schematic within fractal. This came in to mitigate out of the 5-minute. We have another schematic here. So we have a lot of buying going on in here. What I'm looking at is this candle right in here. What I want to see is us trade into here. And if we get a schematic here, I will buy it up. I will buy it up to the distro, and then I'll hedge the sell on the distro. And if it turns into reaccumulation, I protect my buy, and then I just get into another buy off the confirmations of that. All right. Was I holding? No, I'll tell you what, it was like a week and a half. It was a week and a half and it was almost 300 pips, but man, it took forever. But it was a 1 to 287. So that's all that mattered, you know? Yeah. So I'm waiting to see on Chef JPY. I want us to trade into this, and that's where I'm going to be looking at. All right. The high, at the highs, there's a lower time frame distro too. Yeah. You talking about on Chef JPY? At the highs in here, up here? No. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not a distro that, like there's no distro entry. Like I wouldn't have taken the distro on this. But yeah, you could see it up here on the, was it like the 5 minute? Hold on, let me go back to it. Wait. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there was a distro in here, just nothing I would have taken yet, just because we are bullish on it. Let's go to the 5. Yeah, I mean, it looks like a type 4. Yeah, it looks like a type 4, but I mean, it is a valid distro. And then the entire thing is a distro. This entire thing is a distribution right here. So, yeah. It's nothing I would have taken an entry off of. All right. So that's Chef JPY. That's, right now I'd be looking for the buy because we are bullish. And I'd be looking to hedge the sell once we get up into these, either the red or the blue line. That's what I'm going to be looking at. So yeah. It is slow, but it is consistent. And I'll tell you right now, it's slow that you can take. One of the entries I caught on it was 0.6 pip stop, and with my spread, I think it was like a 2 pip spread or two pipette spread. It was a half a pip stop loss. So yeah, I like it. All right, EJ. How would you enter the sell when we get up there on a distro? Yeah. When we get up into this area right here, just wait for the distro. It should give it to it, especially if it's gonna distribute off the daily like this, it'll give a lower time frame distro. Yeah, it'll give a lower time frame distro. And I mean, what are we talking here from the 80? From the 80 to the, yeah, that's 30 pips. Yeah, it'll give a distro. So yeah. Okay, cool. You Chef. Yeah, I don't know. EU. Oh, EU is ugly, man. EU is all right. So EJ, I'll tell you right now, EJ. What was I looking at? EJ. So EJ, this is, EJ did this to us, like 2 weeks ago, where it went like 23 days sideways. So the best case scenario, what I want EJ to do is come up here. And if we make a new leg high, I know that this is the extreme. So I will have a limit order off this 10-minute candle right here. If it doesn't make the new high yet, well, what do we have? We have an accumulation that had a reaccumulation that had another reaccumulation. So I'm just going to be following order flow at this time. I didn't want this to happen. I wanted this to be left open. So I wanted us to trade above, at least make a new high, and then come back down to go higher. So right now, EJ is just kind of going sideways. It's doing its thing. If we do not make a new high here, right? If we do not make a new high, my 2 points of interest are going to be this 45-minute and then this 10-minute. But I require a schematic for both because they're not part of a leg, right? We didn't make a new leg high. So I would need a schematic in either this 45-minute or in the 10-minute. So that's how I'm going to play EJ. And you can see the 45. Yeah, it's the 45-minute right there. So if EJ decides it wants to play nice and make a new high here, if we make a new high, great. We know that this is the extreme, and however we get here from there, this would be like the slingshot in here. So I would need a schematic here. If it doesn't make the new high, then I'd be looking at this 45-minute or this down here. Okay. Which one? The first one or the second? You talking about? So the first one is in here. So what do we have? We need a minimum of 3 drives, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 drives, right? And then you had 1 creek here, or you could have drawn the creek like this. This is ultimately your shakeout, though. This was your shakeout, and then this was the mitigation. Never would I have taken this entry because I would have required a break of structure. But that's the first reaccumulation. And then your second reaccumulation is just on the higher time frame. It's this right here. So you had 1, 2, 3 drives. You're forming your creek, right? Price is doing what? It's walking itself down. So these are all LPSYs, right? LPSYs. We do have a jump across the creek, but we don't have the break of structure yet for me, right? I don't have the break of structure yet. So what I need is, in reality, all I need is this one right here, but I want to confirm the reaccumulation. So I want this higher one. All right. That's what I want. If we can bounce up above this, then that'll give me the confluence and conviction that I need for the reaccumulation. Yeah. So third one can be lower than, yeah. It doesn't have to be 3 drives like that, right? Because just always remember this. There's many distributions, right? You have a type 5, which is what? A head and shoulders, right? You have a type 4, which is an ascending wedge, right? You have a type 6, which is a descending wedge, right? So you just need 3 drives, right? You have to see that price is, and what validates this as the distro? Well, we have the drives, but then what's happening on the bottom, right? Right, we're walking ourselves down. So this is an attempted distribution. All right. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. All right, so GN. Yeah. All right, so EJ, I mean, hopefully that makes sense of what I wanted to see with EJ, right? It's and again, just be patient with it, because it's been 6 days now, almost a week, just sideways. All right. It's going to do, I guarantee it's going to do this stupid thing like it did down here. Where was it? It was, where were we? Oh, it was right here. So this shenanigans that we caught, remember, this thing went sideways for 37 days. So, just be patient with it. All right. Be patient, and we'll see how it plays out. All right. All right. So GN, just like GA, I'm looking for some buys. The 3 drives do that. No, they don't need, wait, on a type 1. So your ST is one of the drives, right? So it doesn't, all you need, like for a type 1, you need your up thrust to be higher than your in distro, than your buying climax. And then you need the UTAD to go above the UT. Okay. All right. GN, just look at your 1 hour. What's the order flow, right? Order flow is bullish, right? Order flow is bullish. I am looking, I'm glad that we did trade above this shenanigans over here. So right now, what is our leg, right? Well, we had this low to that, made a new high. Okay. So what I'm looking for, this is our extreme. Well, what happened in that extreme? We had accumulation, which equals demand, right? We know that this is a demand zone. So this is my primary area that I want to see us come down to. This area is our slingshot, right? This is our slingshot. Well, what happened in our slingshot? So if you kind of just look at the candle patterns, what did we get? Well, we got 1, 2, 3 drives and a creek. We know that this is a reaccumulation. All right. So you can see I already got my little accumulation signage up there, because if I'm going to take a buy at this height, it's going to come out of this. All right. So we do have some, I mean, like when I say ugly, I mean like ugly accumulation into a reaccumulation into an attempted distro that turns into an accumulation, right? So there's just a lot of ugliness in GN right now, which is why I'm favoring GA. All right. I am favoring GA, but if we do trade down into here, right, and we get a schematic, I would take it higher. All right. I would take it higher, but I'm favoring GA, and I'll be honest, I'm perfectly content with this coming down into here. Right. Let it come down into the extreme. If you guys haven't looked at this, I know I'm sure a bunch of people have. It's a nice type 1. The spring's untested. Not only is it a type 1 on the higher time frame, but we had a lower time frame type 2. So if she is ugly, quit on her, move on to the next. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Just move on. I ain't even worrying about it. You have a limit off the extreme? Yeah. So, yep. Just make sure, I'll tell you right now, if you do have a limit on it, just make sure that go into your, whatever you're using, MT4, MT5, C Trader, whatever, just make sure that it's non-expiring, non-expiring. Which pencil are you using to draw? Which pencil? Pencil, just this little, oh wait, it's the annotate thing on Zoom. That's why it's the annotate thing. Yeah. Yeah, because there's been some times where I'll have limit orders for over a month just waiting, and for some reason I had to change the default setting because my limits were only valid for 2 weeks. So when I thought the limit was there, it was no longer. So, and I missed out on extremes. So on NU, man, I'll tell you, we have a schematic on NU right here, right? You could see it. There is no sign of strength. So one of two things needs to happen here. We either need to get a sign of strength and then potentially play off of something here, right? That's where I'd be playing off of, or we just need to come down and create a spring. All right. So if price does create the spring, then game on. I mean, it's easier than that, right? Because we have our trading range. Let it create our spring. If this creates our spring, well, we already know that this is what price needs to do to break structure, come back to mitigate whatever we created to go higher. That's how I would play this, right? That's how I would play that. Yeah. It's multiple schematics, Yeah, we got a schematic there. There's our 3 drives. That's the LPS. We got the larger time frame, and this is what you want to see. I mean, you do want to see it. It's just, it sucks that it's so disorganized. Now I'll tell you what'll clean it up. Let this come down and make a spring. Let it make a spring. It just sucks that you'll have to come all the way up. But I'll tell you right now, if this does make a spring, you're on the 30-minute 1 hour. If you trade below here and create a spring, maybe look over to the left to see if there's anything that this is going to trade into. And if it does, look for smaller time frame accumulation. If you can catch a 1 minute, 5 minute accumulation in here, then take it up. And that way you don't have to wait for it all the way up here on the higher time frame. Let's see, schematic with a schematic. Do you care that the spring may take out the H4 extreme? I do. I do. I don't want that. And I think I talked about it last week, right? Yeah. I don't want it to take out, because then we mess up the leg, right? So as long as we don't trade below that right there, you're good. So can you define jump the creek? Yeah. So you see how, just think of the trend line, right? You see how price is respecting this trend line, right? Well, when price jumps across the creek, it violates the trend line, right? So for a reaccumulation, that's the first thing I need. Number one is I need a jump across the creek, which we get, right? And then number two is I need the break of structure, which we get here. So for reaccumulation, those are the two things that I need. Jump across the creek, break a structure. All righty. Let's see what you got behind. Yeah, the 15. Yeah. So the only thing is like this, like I don't consider that my ST. Just because like you want buyers to be, I think somebody this morning on my team, we were talking about it. You don't want to go to a department store and go to the clearance aisle and pay $1.99 for this and the same item, right? The same item you're going to pay $5.99 for. You're not going to do that. You want discounted rates. So for me, this didn't test demand. Like there's no test to see if buyers want to take it. Yeah, I mean, this is a test of demand. This is a test. I'll even like say, okay, maybe even that. That would be a test of demand. But this is why for me, like it's not clean. It's not making sense. Yeah. We go below, then we break the if we go below, we break the leg. Yeah. So yeah, it's just like this whole thing is the schematic. I do agree. Like now, I would say that this was a schematic all on its own right here. So that's how I would look at it. Move this over here. The SC is right here. Preliminary support. This was your STB. This is your trading range right here. So that's how I look at it. All right, that's NU. I got nothing on SPX. What do I have on UCAD? So UCAD, I'm just sitting here on UCAD, just waiting. Eventually it'll do something. I kind of wanted it to break the high and make a new high, but it just didn't want to do it. The plan was break the new high, come back to mitigate out of this, and you can see what happened. But we didn't break enough to make a new leg. So I'm just kind of staying clear on it. Price can come all the way back down into here, because what do we have? This is our leg right now. We did break the high. This did break the high, but until we make a new high or something like that, then potentially order flow would take me into here to go higher. Yeah. Let's see. All right, hold on. Jump across the creek, followed by schematic. Yeah. Wait. Do I need for what? For reaccumulation? No, I don't need a schematic. I don't. It just depends on, I guess it just depends on the timing and the size of schematic. Like if I'm on a 4 hour or a 1 hour, if I'm on a 4 hour or a 1 hour chart and I'm looking at a reaccumulation, I mean, even if I took it off 50%, what would 50% of this be? We're talking like on UCAD, that's a 21 pip stop loss. My MT5 would literally, shake and shut down if I put in a 25 pip stop loss. So in this case, I would need a schematic down on the lower end, but if this was a 1 minute, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute reaccumulation, no, I wouldn't need it. I would just play off the order flow. Yeah. Yeah, it's just sideways. It's being stupid. Beautiful areas to sell if we break the leg on NU. Yeah. The redistro. Yep. Yeah, I agree. It is a good redistro. And then this area right here is clean. So absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I do agree with it. I like this to come lower because we could make our way down on it. All right, cool. Let me see. All right, so gold and silver. These are the last two I got. So where the heck is my drawing? Hold on. Is it on the 30-minute? Yeah. Okay. So gold. All right. Well, let's start with this, right? So You guys are my witness. I've been saying that we were going to come down into this weekly forever. And we finally got in there. And I told myself I would give myself a couple shots at buying it if we did. So fast forward to the 5 minutes what I'm looking at. All right. So fast forward to where we're at now. All right. We're in a type 4 descending wedge, right? We do have our legs. What did price do? Price did break 4-hour structure, right? We did break the 4-hour high. All right. So because we broke the 4-hour high, I'll tell you, I am looking at a buy off this 5 minute. Oh. I'm looking at a buy off of this schematic down here off the 5 minute. All right. That's what I'm looking at. I would be looking. This was the slingshot that broke structure. So that's why I've got an alert sitting here. So if I wake up tomorrow and we go higher and then we come in here and get a schematic, then I'll buy it from here. But I want us to come down here. I want us to come down here. This is what I want. I want us to get in here and that'll be the extreme of this leg. Now I'll be perfectly fine if this trades a little higher and then comes back to mitigate. That's fine with me. The fact that we did break that 4-hour though is giving me a little confidence. I'm still holding. I'll tell you right now, I'm still holding those cells from way up there. And you can just see, I mean, we've attempted multiple accumulations. They just keep failing. But the fact that we broke above this area right here off of this redistro, if they wanted to continue down, right, just like we did here, just like this mitigated out of this redistro, this right here should have continued lower and we didn't. So I'm just kind of putting the pieces together on it. You had the same exact view, bro? All right, cool, man. Yep. Yeah, it's a type 4. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she's a type 4. So, and I like the 5 minute. I do have a limit on it. I do like gold. Gold has a habit of making some really nice moves off schematics. So, and I didn't notice. Hold on. Did anyone check to see if there's comparable divergence? Let me see. So what is, let's see. Let's go to the daily. Let's go to, well, so higher time frame, you could see the divergence, right, off the daily, right? We have higher time frame divergence. Let's go to the intraday. What do we got in the intraday? Ooh, look at that. So I am looking at silver as well, right? And what are we seeing on gold and silver? Well, you can already see the schematic in here on silver, right? So for me, silver was the best play. Let's see. Silver, you and that non-English speaking dictionary you're using over there, Andy. Yeah, it did. It played into 5 minute. Yeah. Yep. That's the stop loss was just huge, bro. It was huge. Okay. So we did see some divergence on it. So that's what I wanted to see. So now the question is, all right, what's the next move? You could see, so that this 1 hour candle, that's why I got my alert there. That is the slingshot, right? That is the slingshot that created the break of structure. So if we get in there, like I said, I would need a schematic. I would need a schematic from here to go higher. If not, I want us to come into the extreme. You can look down in here, off the lower time frame, we did have a schematic and we just never came back to retest it. So that's what I'm looking on gold. And I'm going to try. I'm not going to say it's going to go there right now, but my goal is take that sucker up to 1940, right? I want to get up into the 4-hour extreme. Yeah, I want to get up into this 4-hour extreme up here, this candle right here. All right. It's a long shot, but I'm gonna continue to take it. We'll see how high we can go with it. And if not, if price doesn't pull up from there, there's no like in between. We either are going to buy from here, because if we violate this weekly, that means 100% we're coming down here. All right.
Hey, Mike,
So, yeah, go ahead.
are we this is finished, right? You're gonna finish in any second now.
I got you, bro. I got you. Hold on. I got you. I got you. Hold on, Albert. Let me help you out, bro. Hold on. Let me help you out. There we go. All right. I got you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for the reminder, though. Thank you, bro. Albert, bro. I'm still holding the gold cell. Yeah, I'm still holding it, man. Yep. Yeah, I don't even know what the heck it's let's see. I don't even know what I mean I could tell you what the profit is, but I don't even know how many pips I'm at. I lost count. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. You just got to the Zoom? Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm looking for the buy, and you could see, I mean, you could see the type 4. It's nice, but let's go over to silver, because I think silver is the better play. All right. So silver came into the 10-minute. Someone said the 5, right? Did it go into the 5? Let's see. Yeah. All right. So it's pretty much the same candle. Did it come into the 5? Oh no, it didn't come into that. But if you go to the 10-minute, right? If you go to the 10-minute candle, so the 10-minute candle, you just put a fib on it, and lo and behold, imagine that she comes into the 50% of the 10-minute candle. So for me, it was a huge stop loss on silver, because silver on FX Choice, silver spreads are way bigger than gold's. So I mean, this was yeah, I mean, with the spread, it was going to be like 15. Yeah, it was going to be like 15 pips on it. So came into the 1 minute. Came into the 1 minute. Are you talking about this 1 minute? Did it? Let me see. Yeah. I mean, for me, the 1 minute, I wouldn't have taken the trade off the 1 minute, because this 1 minute didn't take the liquidity. So I would have played off the 10. This is the candle I would have played off of right here. This 10. Yeah. It would have missed my order too on that 1 minute open. I guess not, because I would have put the spread in on the entry. So that 1 minute would have targeted it. But yeah, for me, the 10-minute candle is what I was going to play. I'd play off of, and you could see off the 10-minute, what's the reason that price needs to come in here? Got that imbalance. So you have imbalance with the 10-minute, 50% would have mitigated it. Yeah, the 10-minute, yeah. That 1 minute looks good. Just for me, the way I trade, I would have taken off the spring. I would have taken that candle right there. Came into same on my broker. Pepperstone offers. I can't have Pepperstone though. I'm a U.S. resident. Yeah, Pepperstone doesn't do U.S. residents anymore. Yeah. Yep. So, but it was, I mean, the schematic's clean. Look at that. I mean, you got a really defined trading range. STB comes up. We make our spring. This is clearly the structure that I need to break. We break it, come back, mitigate out. And then what happens, right? We get another schematic in here, right? We get another schematic. This is a type 2. We get a type 2. Price does what? Takes off. So where I'm looking is off the 15. I'm looking off of this 15-minute candle right here. So that's where I'm looking. All right. Order flow is bullish. We're looking for that bullish order flow. So I'm looking off the 15-minute. It's a 11 pip, 12 pip, so it's pretty much the same the same stop loss as this the spring and the test was. I'll tell you right now, I probably will split it. I'll do one off the open and one off 50%. And then what's my target? I'm going to be looking to trade up into this redistribution area right here. All right, so that's what I'll be looking to take it up into. But this will be, this is something that probably will get into the end of the week on it. All right. Yeah. There's a couple brokers, man, that just U.S. residents can't do it. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Let's see. Can I just find all right, I got the creek already. Was there a large move in higher time frame? At what point do you stop taking continuations until there is a retracement? So until the bias changes. So I'll continue, the good thing about trading with the trend is there's always going to be one pair out of all my watch list that's going to be pro trend. So if something's in a pullback, so like last week, AU was in a pullback. So guess what? I didn't trade AU last week. But I did trade GA. I did trade, what else did I trade? I traded NJ. I traded, what else did I trade? There was another big trade I caught last week. Can you show EU? Yeah. We'll look at EU. Where can you learn all the different schematics? So if you have your, if you have, just type in like, patterns, like Forex trading patterns, and every one of those is a schematic. So head and shoulders, double bottom, all those are all schematics. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you got to be real selective, man. I'll tell you, like that was my New Year's resolution this year. Take less trades, right? Take less trades. But just more quality ones. All right, so let's look at these real quick. So Patrick, you're on EN. Yeah, bro. Do I even have EN? So I don't know if anybody caught this. Somebody asked me to mark up EN last week or the week before. What was it? Yeah, someone asked me last week to mark up EN. And what candle was this off of? The daily, I think, or the 4 hour? Yeah, it was off the 4 hour. So I had it marked up. I didn't set an alert because my spread on EN is like 6 pips, so I don't trade it. But the damn thing came into 50% of this 4 hour candle, like I figured. So I don't know if anybody took that, but yeah, we had a really nice redistro, the failed accumulation out of here. And yeah, it came into 50% of the 4 hour candle. Ooh, man, what do I see it doing now? Yeah, I'll be honest. Nothing about EN right now is telling me to do anything with it. 11 days, man. 11 days. 11 days. You don't understand spread on MT4? If it says spread -6, does it mean 6 pip spread or 6 pipettes? So if, yeah. So on your MT4, that's 6 pipettes. Just look at the number. Yeah. Yep. So you only trade type 1 and type 2 schematics? No, I trade them all. I prefer type 1s though. Type 1s are always the best entries, right? Because you there's no questions about it. What was your biggest tape back from Ruben's call for schematics? So I'll tell you right now, like I was in and out of the call. But a lot of it just kind of reaffirmed what I look for, like when he talked about, he only likes to take type 1s, wait for the spring, catch the test. Same as me. When he said, if it doesn't create a spring, he likes to wait for the break of structure and that sign of strength to confirm, and then wait for a smaller time frame schematic as price comes in. Same as me. If you read his books, you'll know that he doesn't use a lot of the lower time frame stuff when he's trading. Like he's not trading off that 1 minute time frame. Most of the stuff is higher time frame. So, and I agree with it. If you're on a 1 hour chart, yeah, wait for the schematic. Yeah, you're going to get the better entry, you know. Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. It was good. The guy's been trading for, what, 15 years. It's a wealth of knowledge. So, someone wanted to look at I'll tell you right now, EN. Yeah, I I can look at this for all of 5 seconds and say that nothing about this interests me. Yeah. What is this, a 4 hour? Are you looking at the 4 hour, Patrick? What about the 4 hour though? Oh man. I mean, yeah, I don't know, Patrick. I don't know. I mean, I agree with sells. I agree with sells. I just don't, man. Yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, wait away, wait away. Listen, if you've been waiting for the last 12 days, what's another 2 days, right? Just wait away, bro. You got it. That's EN. All right. Yeah, we went over NAS. Yeah, we got that. GU. All right, so let's look at GU. You're looking for sells from up there. And I kind of agree with you. I think David, right? David was looking at some sells on GU. Yeah, I got something marked up here as well. Hold on, what do I got? What do I got? What candle is this? I got some candle in there. Oh, it's the 1 minute. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Inside that 1 minute is what I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, this was you can kind of see what happened in here, right? We had an accumulation, we had a larger accumulation, we had a redistro here. There is a 1 minute candle sitting right in here that's unmitigated. I'll tell you, like, if I was looking to trade this, me personally, I would wait for the schematic to get up there. I would wait because there's a lot of imbalance and there's a couple of just really ugly candles that created price action. So I would wait for the confirmation in here to then get in off the distro. Yeah, I would wait for the distro. That's how I would play GU. All right. I'm not really GU and EU this week are not on my favorites list. They're kind of just slop, especially like everything that happened in here. This was just a lot of slop. Yeah. There's on NASDAQ. Yeah. There'll be a reentry, but I would be really cautious about taking it until we get closer to New York session. Yeah. Upthrust starts the downtrend. No. In distribution? No. The downtrend would be your sign of weakness. Yeah. Let's see. Just a quick tip. Instead of always using the scale to resize the chart, you can press Alt and R to quickly reset. Yeah, but the problem is then I'd have to get up and grab my keyboard, bro. So I'm standing at my desk and I've got like my mouse. I've got my mouse just on the desk. So yeah. Yep. Yeah. And for me, it's not Alt because I'm a Mac user. So but yeah. I do it. I do it normally. It's just, yeah, it's easier because all I got is my little mouse right now. I've been standing. Yeah. I got serious back issues, man. Yeah. So it helps to stand up. My watch list. So how I organize my watch list is if things are kind of on my radar, but nowhere near an entry, they go on my secondary list. If things have confirmed but I'm just waiting now for maybe like a break of structure or for price to maybe build a schematic. They go on my primary watch list. If I have enough confirmations to put an actual limit order in, they go to my pending. And then if I'm in an active trade, they go in here. So that's how I organize it. So yeah. Can you also click auto in the bottom right instead of all? Yeah, you can just come right here and hit auto. Yeah. They used to have it where you would have it would it would always default every time you switched the time frames, like it would automatically come into and you would automatically have that, but I don't know what the heck that happened, man. Like they changed that crap a while ago. Let's see. Can you check oil? Yeah, hold on. Well, oil's going up. That's what I can tell you about oil. Oil's going up. So yeah, GU, I agree. I'd be looking for a sell out of here as well. Actually, no, wait. This is the 15. Hold on. I think I'm actually looking higher than that. That's 1.4. Oh no, same area. Same area. Yeah. Yep. I'd be looking for the sell out of there as well. But for me, one of the things, so one of the candle that we actually found, the stop loss is just ridiculous. So if you go with, what candle is this? The candle that I was looking at was just the stop loss would be ridiculous. It was just enormous. Oh, you know what? Maybe it was the 3 hour. Yeah, that's what it was, the 3 hour. Yeah, this stop loss is just huge. So for me, I want to get into that. You know what I mean? I want to see it. Seems like gold has broken structure to the upside. I don't know if it's broken. What structure are you talking about? What time frame structure? Yeah. What time frame structure are you looking at? All right, so GU good. I like that. Dollar Swiss franc on the 3 minute. Man, I haven't looked at dollar Swiss franc in a while. On the 1 hour, yeah, it has broken. It has broken a 1 hour structure. Just remember though, like daily, actually, it's broken 4 hour structure as well, but we're still bearish on it. All right, we're still bearish. Just here, like when in doubt, just look at the 4 hour for a second. And here, let me give you a better picture. Hold on. Yeah, I mean we're bearish. We're bearish on it. So I do agree. I'm looking for the buys. So I'm looking for the buys just because we've taken these lows. Actually, no, we haven't taken those lows yet. Son of a gun, man. We have not taken those lows yet. So I'm curious to see what happens. Yeah. I'm curious to see what happens with these lows right here. So where would you be looking to take more sells from? Yeah, I would. I'll tell you right now. I've had a limit order sitting on this 4 hour up here. So as soon as that 4 hour, if we can get up there from that 4 hour, great. That's where I'd like to. I'd like to. So if you just follow the legs, like whatever we've been doing, we come into the extremes, right? Price came into the extreme. Price came into the extreme. Not so much here, So I would like to come into the extreme and then get down into the lower weekly or just continue up. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. So many there's a ton of unmitigated candles. Like this thing just fell off, just fell off. All right, so Euro USD. Yeah, I mean, if I'm going to take a buy from here on Euro, it needs to be a schematic because this is the slingshot for me. This is what created that. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll tell you right now, like, yeah, it is a schematic. I agree with you. It is a type 4. It is. Just I really don't like taking these without significant confirmation. So if you get a lower time frame schematic in here, game on, right? Because then you have a reason to buy it. But like for me, I'm not setting a limit on it. I wouldn't set a limit on that on EU or GU. You know, dollar Swiss franc. All right, so I would actually say this is a type 1, not a type 2. So we have our trading range. You have your SC. I would categorize this as your ST. Like I just don't like how this is up here. I would make this my STB right here. And then this is the spring right in here. I know you Swiss is way bullish. Right? That thing I haven't looked at it in a while, but where are you looking to buy it from? Not up here, right? Yeah, no. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it from here. What are we accumulating in? Let's see. You're accumulating. Let's see. Let's look at this over here. Man, good night. What the heck happened here? Type 4 has 3. It's a minimum of 3 drives. That's all you need. All a type 4 is just a descending wedge or an ascending distro. That's all it is. All right, so hold on. Hold the phone. All right, so we can stretch it, right? Just like track with me on this. We can stretch this, right? We could say that this was an attempted distro with a shakeout. But man, is that some sloppy price action. What did price come into? All right, I'm just gonna see. That 10-minute is like if price didn't at least come into the 10-minute, then yeah, no. This thing's got to come lower. Did this come into that 30 minutes? Not there. That 15 minutes not cutting it. 20. All right, let's see. Hold on. Like I just want to see if price can, like why? Oh, wrong one. Why is price doing what it's doing here? Yeah, we're not even 50% of that 25 or the 20. Yeah. No, this 20 minute is the shakeout. That's got all the volume in it. Yeah. Man. Yeah, I'll tell you what, like, let's see what candle it is. What candle takes liquidity? Man. This is that Asian session. Like this is all right, so the 25. So, I mean, I would pay attention to this 25-minute. You know, maybe throw a fib on it, maybe look at where 50 is and 80 on it. That that potentially would be the area I'd be looking for buys. I don't even know what are we talking about just off the 50. Let's see. So we are talking 2.9 pips. I mean, it may be something worth throwing it at, but I would have preferred it if it would have come a little lower into, into the shakeout. I mean, it looks like it came into like the 50% of like the 30-minute or and that stuff, but yeah, this right here was just jacked up, So hopefully, I mean, yeah, I agree. I like the buys. I'll tell you right now, this better not come down here though anytime soon. Like I would need it to go up a little higher. Why is US oil going up? I'll tell you right now, fundamentals, fundamentals. It's testing, change of behavior, confirmations. Yeah. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, that's not even 50% of that sucker. Yeah, I mean, I would just watch this. If London session, if it trades down into this during London or New York, yeah. I mean, that kind of looks a little decent. So, isn't that a reaccumulation? Where? Oh, you talking about this? My bad. Sorry. Talking about this right here? Reaccumulation? Yeah, that's a reaccumulation. Awesome, man. Have a good one. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. Is that everything you guys were looking at? My wife's gonna kill me. Oh, oil, right? Somebody want to look at oil. So we bullish on it. Would you wait for a schematic or put a limit on that UChef? So if you're just gonna play it off the schematic, if you're gonna have faith in the schematic, yeah, I'd set a limit on it. I would set a limit off that 50% of whatever that candle was, like the 25 or whatever it was. Yeah. So why is US oil going up? Well, because the politics, like they're talking about closing fracking and reducing the output and all that stuff. So, supply goes down, demand goes up, prices go higher. So, yeah. I mean, and this is why, like we look at this. So we broke above this. Oh, we broke above this right here. This is kind of that area I was looking to see if we were going to get reaction off of. So, I mean, our next stop, right? Our next stop is this distro in here. So we're going to be looking 74 to 76 is where I'd be looking at for any kind of reaction, and we're a ways, So I'm bullish on it. I'm bullish. If LDN trades lower, wouldn't that? What is LDN? Trades lower, wouldn't that current schematic be redistro? London. Okay. If London trades lower on what? On UChef? Yeah. It would be a redistro. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. So I'll tell you, man, I haven't traded oil in a long time. The last time I traded oil was October, right down here. I caught it off of that. That was my last oil venture. Yeah. So I would just keep in mind, watch that. I tell you what though, I do like silver. I like that silver buy. That silver buy looks pretty good. Oh wow, look at this. I haven't looked at the daily on this in a while. We got a nice little accumulation in there, nice little spring. BTC. Yeah, we can look at BTC real quick and then I'm done. All right. BTC, and then I gotta go. Oh wow, look at her. So what we got on the 15? Well, let's see. Hold on. What did she do on the 4 hour? She make a new leg high? No, not yet. And she came very, very close to the area I wanted her to come into. So I'll tell you right now, if I don't know if you could see it on the higher time frame, but right, we had an accumulation here. Looks like a reaccumulation happens in here, right? So my 2 points of interest that I'd be looking at would be right in here. So I would be looking for buys right there. And then obviously down in here. Those are the 2 areas. But why we reaccumulate there? Would you wait for the schematic? Why did we reaccumulate here? Because we're just following order flow, right? Just remember the market does this, right? So we get an accumulation, a reaccumulation, a distro. a redistro, an accumulation, a reaccumulation, a distro, right? Market cycle. So we had an accumulation. How the market moves higher is it attempts a distribution, gives it to a reaccumulation to go higher. Right? You can't have we can't have an accumulation and then an accumulation. You can't. It has to be an accumulation and then a reaccumulation. Yeah. So if you're okay, so hold on. So would you wait for a schematic or place an order on BTC? No, I mean, this is a 4 hour. So I'd be waiting for a schematic in there. I'd be waiting for a schematic. And BTC is pretty good about getting schematics. So yeah, it looks like there's a type 2 on lower time frame down in here. Yeah, I would just set alerts on it and just wait for it. You had yeah, I mean the 4 hour candle is pretty solid on it. Like I would wait in these two areas right here. Now, what would make this, I'll tell you right now, what would make this a very high probability setup is this. Let it break above here. Then this becomes the extreme of your leg, right? This is where I would really like us to come into and get a schematic to go higher. So yeah, because this is a 4 hour. I mean, this stop loss will be huge. Depending on your broker, I mean, your spread's already going to be ginormous. So if your reaccumulation usually like SC, where you would wait for a new schematic to form, only if we break structure first. So is your reaccumulation. Yeah. So like I need the break of structure on reaccumulation. So like, let's just say hypothetically, say that we have a distro, okay, that turns into a reaccumulation. Okay, if this is the reaccumulation, let's just say this is a 5-minute chart, and let's just say this is a 5-minute candle, and I'm like, all right, well, I got confluence, I'm going to take it off 50% of this candle, right? On this point, I set the limit right here. Set the limit. If it comes back and picks me up, great. If it doesn't, and we go higher and we do something else, and now this is invalidated as this is no longer like order flow, or this is no longer a point of interest on a higher time frame, then I would require a schematic here. But if this is like a 5-minute chart and I'm working orders in and stacking positions, yeah, no. On the confirmation of reaccumulation, I'll set a limit and take the entry off of that. Yeah. Awesome. See you guys. Am I not looking for any more trades? No, that's it. That's it for now. I mean, I said that I was going to be a little light this week, Yeah. Yeah, cool. But I'll be back next week. Alrighty. Yeah, I know, man. My wife's giving me the stink eye. All right. I will see you guys. So perfect. Listen, definitely just keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on some of these moves, right? Enjoy the week. And I definitely, I know Sam said it before, especially in the public Discord group. The markings, a lot of people have come a long way, and you guys are really starting to grasp the concepts. So I will work on the video I'm going to do for journaling. So just pay attention to that. I'll work on it next week. Alrighty. Awesome. Enjoy the evening, guys. And like I said, if there's any questions, hit me up. Other than that, like I said, I will catch everybody. I should be back Sunday. So I don't know if I'll be on Sunday session. It all kind of depends on like how my daughter goes with volleyball. So, but we'll see. Yeah, cool. All right. Awesome charts. And like I said, I'll catch everybody later. Enjoy.